There we go. Hello, Kallin. It's Lorri Lown here. And hello, Team Wilpers. I'm with Kallin Morin, who, if you have taken a class with Matt, no matter what the class is, you've probably heard his leaderboard name. What's your leaderboard name?
My leaderboard name is K Morin 24, but sometimes Matt changes it up. And so I think last week I was K Morin 25 for some
Okay.
reason, but
Yeah, I know. At least it's an easy name, right?
yeah,
But it's
yes.
not like a creative name. How did you not choose a funny, crazy name?
Um, well, my original Peloton leaderboard name was actually my name, Kallin Morin. And I was like, I'm never going to get a shout out from anybody with a leaderboard name like that. So I just went to, my first initial last name and my favorite number, which was my number on all my jerseys and any sports I played. So,
Oh, cool. So you're a ball sports guy.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Yep.
hit, catch, kick, or throw. That's why I thought I wasn't an athlete. So here I am. Now I'm an athlete, but I do balance sports. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I remember when I joined the Peloton community in 2020, and on Facebook, people were, and maybe they were bored because it was 2020, and they were all trying to choose leaderboard names for each other. And they're like, you'd be in a group and they're like, well, what do you do? What do you like? And it was like, Pello Vino mom of five with dogs. And I'm like, really? You need to put all that in there, make it simple.
Yeah.
Never get a shout out. So
Yeah, I saw those forums online and I'm like, I'm just not creative enough. And I'm just
right.
I'm just gonna go with my name and a couple of numbers and call it a day.
There you go. It's awesome. So Kellen, where are you?
So I currently live in New Jersey,
Okay.
literally right across the river from Manhattan. So
Ah,
it's super easy to get in. I can take the boat, I can drive. Lately, I've been riding my bike to work from New Jersey, which is pretty fun.
oh, wait a minute. You work in the city.
I work in the city,
Oh,
yes.
cool. What do
Yeah.
you do?
So I do multifamily residential. So I manage two luxury apartment buildings on the Upper West Side of
How
Manhattan.
fancy.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good job. No, I meet a
That's
lot
your
of
proximity
people.
to the studio.
Oh, it's so close. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably I can walk there in 20 minutes
Yeah.
from work. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
That definitely helps your odds of participating in a class.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting is a lot of people ask like, how do you get into classes? And
Right.
I can join a wait list and be there pretty quickly, right? So being local sort of has benefits for me.
Oh, definitely. When I rode in the studio, I noticed the same thing. I went by the night before because we were talking about being late for things. And I was like, on Friday night for my Saturday class, I had to go figure out where it was and how close to my hotel and all these things. And they were trying to bring people in from the street to take the Friday night classes. And my perception is that oftentimes waitlisters get in, and then they also have folks that are walk-ins, I think. And
Mhm.
yeah, so that's why we hear some of the same names over and over of people who live in close proximity or are able to get to the city quickly. So,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there was one Friday earlier this year, I think I ended up taking five classes in one day just because they needed spot fillers. Which I think
that's how it works.
two were with Christian, couple one with Matt. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool just to hang out.
it is. Now, were you a Peloton member before it blew up, before it went to the new studio?
So I became a member in 2018.
Okay.
And so yes, to answer your question, though I wasn't as involved as I am now. I
Right.
think I pretty much only rode the bike on the weekends and when I had free time, and really when COVID hit, that's kind of when I hit the bike hard and branched out into some of the strength stuff. And when Team Wilpers started the running challenges, I think 2021, I was like, oh, let me start running too.
Yeah.
Probably my least favorite thing to do, but good for me, right?
Oh, man. It is good, right? Why
Yeah,
is running good? I mean, it's good to do a variety of things.
sure.
We'll talk about that when we talk about kind of the multi-sport aspect of this, but impact. It's huge for bone density, for muscle mass, for testosterone. So that is fabulous that you're running or walking or hiking, whatever we're doing. So, yeah, when we just ride bikes, we become very maladapted. And I can tell you, I couldn't put my arms behind my back when I started strength training last year. It took a lot to undo 30 years of riding a bike. So that's awesome that you started running.
Yeah, and I do like it more now. I think obviously cycling is my preference, but yeah, I mean, I don't dislike running. I can confidently say I probably will never do a marathon, but I would consider maybe something like 13 miles. I've certainly done like 8 to 10 mile
Oh,
races.
yeah.
So it's just,
Marathons are very long and
yeah,
very hard on your body.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that. So I've pretty much any modality that Peloton offers now. I've taken some of the classes, even yoga. Though I have not done yoga in studio. I'm terrified to do yoga in studio.
Nobody needs to see the fact that I'm not bendy. I'm like,
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm still learning my right from my left. So
yes. It's funny because I do virtual bike fit and I also do in-person bike fit. And when I'm in the virtual space, my left hand is their right. And I'm often mixing things up in real life. And I'm
yeah.
like, oh, okay, you got to think about this. But yeah.
Yeah.
So prior to Peloton, what's your athletic background? What did you
Yeah,
do?
so I mean, I grew up playing soccer, basketball, and baseball. My
Oh,
parents had me in any after-school sports or park and rec programs, school teams, since I can remember. And so I played all three of those sports through high school. I played baseball into my freshman year of college.
wow.
Um, yeah, I was terrible at soccer, but the running got me in shape for basketball, which
Uh,
I've always been tall, right? Like I've for my age, right? So
how tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
Oh
So,
yeah, you're
but
tall. You're
like
almost at the top of the height range on the
in eighth
bike.
grade, I was 6 feet. So
Yeah.
um yeah, so basketball I was fairly good at, but baseball was my favorite sport to play. So I played that all the way through my freshman year of college, and I dropped out from the baseball team, mostly because I just really wanted the college experience, right? And when you play college athletics, it's very time consuming.
It is, and it's strict, and you can't party, and you can't stay up all night, and
Right.
you know, drinking is out the window, and
Right.
yeah.
And it was like so it was a Division II school that I went to. But baseball was eight. So your classes, you had to be in class 8:30 to 2 every day on the baseball field from 2 to 5
Oh
every
yeah,
day, and then 9 to 5 on the weekends.
right.
So there was no time for anything else.
Yeah, that's okay. Did you get a scholarship?
I did not know.
Oh, I was going to say, but usually if it's not a Division I school, you can keep the scholarship even if you
Yeah.
drop out of the sport.
Yeah, I don't think my school did baseball scholarships,
Ah,
if I remember.
I got a music scholarship. I got a full scholarship, but we were a Division III school, Ithaca College, and so I got to keep it
Oh,
when I
that's
changed
awesome.
majors. I changed my degree to theater management, and I still got my music scholarship, which was great because
Oh,
technically it wasn't a music scholarship, but um,
yeah.
yeah. So all the sports, and then how did you find Peloton? What did you do after college?
So after college, I went right into working. I got an internship in Manhattan, with a real estate company, and they offered me a full-time job in New Jersey.
Right.
And it's so when I was in college up in Massachusetts, and when I got the internship, it was sort of a mistake that I ended up in New York City, right? So I applied for this internship thinking it was going to be up in Boston.
Oh,
And when they called to interview me, I was telling them all about Woburn, Massachusetts, and 128, which is like the main highway up there. And she's like, "That's great. I'm in Virginia and the job is in New York." And I was like, "I'm still interested." And so it was
did you
always like
grow up in New Jersey?
I grew up in Connecticut,
Okay. So it
Northwest
wasn't completely
Connecticut.
foreign to you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I have no, other than now, I have nothing to do with had nothing to do with New Jersey.
Yeah.
um, and so I ended up down in Manhattan, and it was always my 5-year plan to go back to Massachusetts. And I think I'm 18 years later, I'm still here.
Yeah. Yeah. I spent some time in DC. In my senior year, I interned at the Kennedy Center, and then I worked at a bunch of theaters for a couple of years. And it was always my plan to go back, and I never did. It was
Yes.
like funny how life happens like that,
Yeah.
and you take one path and it turns into something completely different. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So when did you first meet Matt?
I first met Matt at a Peloton class. Um, yeah. So, like when I joined Peloton, I took a bunch of different instructors to try to find the right one, right? And
Mhm.
I just really jived with Matt's training and his personality and everything. And so it's funny. So like I said that I only rode on the weekends in the beginning, right? So my 100th ride, I think, was going to be about the first week of COVID.
Oh,
And my plan was to go into the studio, the old
yeah.
studio, for my 100th ride. And then COVID shut everything down. And um, so I never got to do that
Oh,
for my 100th ride. But yeah, like he got me through a bunch of people I know through COVID with all his boot camps that he was doing on social media and the Team Wilpers stuff. And so I was like, someday I have to get into the studio to meet him, because I mean he's done so much for so many people.
he is.
um, yeah, and then I just started going to more and more classes, and here we are.
It's like, are you stalking me?
Probably no.
Yeah, that's awesome.
um, yeah, and we've built a really fun like Saturday morning crew for the long rides that go to the like. There's a group of probably 4 to 6 of us that just happen to get together every Saturday, and that's like our
Right.
Saturday morning thing, which is super fun.
Yeah. And hopefully you all get in, right?
Most of the time, yeah, unless,
Yeah.
I mean, life happens, right? Like we all have different things to do, but most of the time we all make it in.
I think you were in the class I took with Matt
Yes. Yes, yes,
and
yes.
All Biz Liz.
Yes. I was in the
She wasn't
back
in the front
row.
row in that class, I remember, because I knew who she was from her leaderboard name, and she often is in the front row, and she was kind of in the back.
Yeah,
And
I think we were sitting next to each other. I think we were all the way in the back.
yeah, and I was like, Matt, who is this person? What's her story? And
Yeah.
gave me background on coaching and all of that. And
Yeah.
because I was like, this woman's famous.
Yeah, we were talking the other day and she was like, I need to change my name to like Showbiz Liz.
Well, you've heard the stories. Well, I befriended her, so I was
She's
so
awesome.
fascinated by her, and I was seeing her on social media, and so I finally reached out and started chatting with her, and we have a lot in common, and a lot not in common, but we have a lot in common, and
Yeah.
I've enjoyed getting to know her and her motivation for training and all of that. It's been really fun. So I wish I had so much time to. How do you do it all? And you're a mom, and
Yeah.
if and you
I
have a job.
mean, she, like a lot of people, get up super early. And I
Uh,
like to think I get up early, but I know some people get up at like 2, 3 in the morning to work out. And I have my limits.
Yeah, I'm the crack of noon club. No, when I ran very early in the morning because it gets hot and running is more efficient
Sure.
when it's not hot. But cycling, I like it to warm up a little bit. And I also, I have my rituals in the morning here. I do my mobility work and drink a cup of coffee and play with my cat and all that.
Yep.
But yeah. You were fortunate enough to participate in the Peloton Triathlon. Tell us about
Yes. Yeah, so that was super cool. The Peloton team sent out an email. I don't know how they determined who to send the email to, but to apply for the Peloton Triathlon. And so they selected 8 of us for the try. Um, and it was just such a cool experience. I can't imagine the work that the Peloton team uh,
Right.
put into it, just moving us from studio to studio in 5 minutes, getting everybody situated. It was just a really great experience. We had I think we had two pre-production meetings with the Peloton team
In
just
person or on Zoom?
on Zoom. One was Zoom, and then the morning of, they had us come in early and just sort of walked us through
Right.
um, where we were going, what we were doing, which also happened to be Matt's first day back. So that was kind of fun.
He kind of
Um,
kept that a secret from me. He told me he was coming back on the 20th. And
yeah,
all of a sudden I saw the announcement for the 13th for the
yep,
triathlon. And he is so stoked on this. He wants to do it again and again. Um,
yeah,
I incorporated it into the coaching program, the group coaching program for Team Wilpers. I made this, when as soon as I heard of it, I was like, oh, we're doing something totally different. And so we're doing a multi-sport challenge, which is really cool. People get to choose, they can row, they can cycle, they can run, or they can do a cardio class every day. And so just totally different. It's the kind of thing we would do in outdoor sports, right? You take a transition season where you do different things, but you still keep some fitness. And people seem to really enjoy it, which is great. People are like, oh, yeah, I did a dance cardio class. I never would have thought of doing that. And
yeah.
so,
Yeah, it was training for it. I wasn't really sure what to expect, right?
right,
I've never done a triathlon or half iron or anything like that. So obviously rowing isn't swimming, but
right,
it's close.
right,
I guess as close as Peloton can get.
right.
Um, but I mean, as you know, the studio can get really hot.
Yes.
And so that's one of the factors you sort of have to think about when preparing for this.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so I was kind of doing exactly what you were describing. I would go out and do some running intervals, and then I would come right back into my apartment and hop on the bike and
Ah.
do
Did
some
Matt
hiking.
guide you all in you knew he was coaching it, right?
Yes, yeah, we
Good.
we knew he was coaching it. Beck's announcing was a bit of a surprise. I think we found out the morning of, or maybe the day
It
before.
was actually really good.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really fun, and she actually rode this bike between Liz and I, which we didn't know was going to happen. I was like, I'm so sorry, because by that point, like I was so sweaty and
Whatever.
yeah,
Elite athletes don't care about that kind
yeah,
of thing. So yeah, but she was funny because for those who don't know, Bex Gentry, who is an elite level runner, and last year she did the 7-6,
7 marathons in 7 days. Yeah,
yeah, and World Masters, I think, whatever they called it, just crazy. But she doesn't ride bikes. She's like, I'd rather like run my nails down a chalkboard or something like that. And she did great.
yeah. No, it was a really great experience, and I think to your point, I think there's so much you can do with that, right? I mean, you
Right.
can extend the classes. You could have different instructors for different modalities. So I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, I know. I hope he does it again. Well, you could do it again with us on Saturday if you're not in studio, because we're gonna redo it at the end of the challenge. He's like, I'm going to class. So
No, I actually this Saturday
Matt's
I'm
not
not
teaching
in
on Saturday.
studio.
Yeah.
No, I'm taking my dad to play golf in the afternoon. So
Uh-huh.
no, I'm no studio for me this week.
Yeah. Well, good for you. Um, is your dad in Jersey?
Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah, all my family's up in
I didn't know if
Connecticut.
he joined you. In...
Yeah, no, yeah, it's funny. I would love to bring my parents and my brother to the studio, but um, they all ride Peloton, but they just don't want to go. So
Yeah. I can understand that. And it's funny because there are people who want to go and have the studio experience, but they're like, I don't want to be on camera. And I understand that too. So I was impressed that everybody looked pretty good in rowing because I've been rowing this year and the technique for rowing is really challenging. And I've been doing the 10-minute form and drills classes and it has helped so much. I think it took a few months of rowing at least 2 days a week to really get the timing of everything and feel like I was producing some power. And you all look great because I did the at the gym. I went to the gym and did all the classes, and yeah, it was great. So,
yeah, well, thank you. I'm not sure how my form really is, but I
well,
appreciate it.
y'all looked good. You were faking it. You look better than the people at my gym who are just like, so they do
I'm
everything.
I'm
or
a
they're just
pretty
doing their
visual
arms
learner.
or
Yeah. So
what?
like I'm a visual learner. So like I can sit on the side of an instructor like
Right.
and just watch what they're doing. And I'm like, oh, I could do that.
But you know what's interesting about rowing is they all look a little different.
True.
Mostly with the catch, I've noticed. Like Adrian tends to do this pull up at the end, and Alex is like me because he's so long. He goes further back with his body, and yeah, I'm trying to think. I've taken all of them. Matt's
Yeah.
Matt teaches good technique classes. Ash Pryor teaches really good technique
I
classes.
love her.
I I don't know why I didn't check her out sooner,
Yeah,
but
she's really awesome.
yeah. And Alex is great. Although I took a class with him, was it a stretching class where he couldn't say the names of the hip flexors? It's like, it's okay. He was like Ilacius or trying to say iliacus, the psoas of iliacus. And I was,
Yeah, yeah.
you got to work on this. And he knew it. He was joking about it. So, but they're all, it's such a good, diverse group of instructors. Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree. Yeah.
yeah. It's awesome. Which was your favorite in that?
In the try,
Yeah,
um, interestingly, I PR'd on the row, which was not my intention because that was the very first class.
right.
I think it was just the structure that Matt put together that helped me PR there. Um,
Yeah, we went harder in that class than I've ever gone in a row, but
yeah,
also PR.
yeah.
Um,
Um, I would, if I could go back, I know I said I don't love running. I would go back and do the tread class again because I think that was probably one of my favorite of the three.
yeah.
But I wasn't sure how my body was going to, hold up for the whole 90 minutes, right? So like the first 15 minutes of the tread class, I took it fairly on the easier side.
Mhm.
Then I was like, all right, I have 15 minutes left here plus 30 minutes of cycling. I think I can crank it a little bit. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think they were all really good. The cycling class, by the time we got to the cycling class, it was just a little bit of sensory overload because all of the other cyclists were already in the studio, and then the eight of us walked in, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
um,
Because you were alone in the rowing studio. Was that the limiter? There's only 8 rowers,
mhm.
or,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
but there were some extra people in the tread class.
Right. I think there's 16 treads in the tread
Yeah,
studio. So there was eight folks already on the treads.
yeah.
And then in the cycle studio, there was, I think, 30 or I think it's 39 total. Yeah.
Yeah. It was
So,
awesome. Um, yeah, I want to do it again. And but what's cool about triathlon? I've always called it the happy sport, right? As opposed to bike racing, which is an aggressive sport. And if you're not in the group, you're off the back and you
right.
might not be racing. And triathlon is much more of a completer sport, right? A participation sport. Everybody gets medal, which is cool. Bike racing, even the winners don't get medals most of the
Right.
time. You might get a t-shirt or you might get a check that, pair of set of tires or whatever. But yeah, so it's more about completing than competing versus bike racing, which is very competitive. And of course, there's recreational events in cycling too. And we'll talk about that because you're on your way out to do Hincapie in a couple of weeks. Next week?
Yeah.
Is it next week? The weekend.
Next, a week from this coming Saturday, the 18th. Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
It's coming quick.
And then the following Saturday, I'm hiking the Grand Canyon. So I'm like,
Oh, that's so cool.
I know that was my goal for the summer when I decided to take a little time off the bike. I was like, gotta do something. And a friend of
Yeah.
mine was leading this fundraising hike, and I was like, I can do that. Now I'm really scared. I'm like, it's gonna be hard. And what if I can't do it? And what if my knees don't hold out? And because you have to go down 5,000 feet and then you hike and then you come
Yeah.
back up 5,000 feet and it's gonna be all day. And I'm like, I'm strong because I've been
Yeah.
lifting and I'm not, I'm doing my training hikes and everything, but I'm nervous. I haven't been nervous about being able to complete something in a long time. So
I'm sure you'll be fine.
yeah. But for the triathlon, because I haven't been running, I rode because I've been rowing, and then I did some walk run, and it was like, yeah, I can do that. Nobody's gonna check my pace. And I ran about 16 minutes out of the 30-minute class, and that was enough for my body. And what was interesting, because I haven't been riding much, is my cardiovascular fitness was the limiter. I was like, wow, this is really hard running. And I competed for 5 years not that long ago. And it's like, oh, that was a limiter. So it was fun. But anyways, outdoor riding, when did that come
Yeah.
into the picture? Did you ride prior to Peloton or was that?
As a kid,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I obviously got the Peloton in 2018 and, taking some of the classes and listening to, like Matt and some like Christian, taking Christian's classes. I was like, man, I really think I want to take this outside now. So I
Yeah.
ended up purchasing a road bike, which, funny enough, I didn't know it at the time, but Justin Harris, the Team Wilpers coach, used to be involved in a bike store up in Wappingers Falls. He was the
Yeah.
manager. And that's actually where I bought my bike from his store.
Wappingers Falls. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah,
Growing up in
yeah.
upstate New York.
Um, yeah, so it was really funny. And so I think my dad or maybe it was my brother went to the store to buy a bike as well.
Mhm.
And they were talking about Matt. And they were like, the guy was like, "Do you know Justin?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know Justin now."
Yeah.
And I had no idea that he had managed that store. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's so
small
cool.
world.
Bike world is a small world.
Yeah.
I have another random story. I rode from Rochester, New York to Portland, Maine. And so I spent 4 days on the Erie Canal and there's a little bike shop. So in the first day I needed something at a bike shop. Because I had something that wasn't working on my touring bike because I had all the camping equipment, everything. I think I just needed a handlebar bag. And I went into a bike shop that's on the Erie Canal and I did my thing. And turns out my niece married the guy who helped me. So I had a niece who went to RIT and he went to RIT. And as we started chatting, we were like, oh, wait a minute. And he remembered my bike. And I'm like, the bike world is a small world. I run into people all over the world that I know from somewhere else riding
Yeah.
bikes. It's kind of cool.
It
So,
really is cool.
yeah.
I think it's one of the neat parts about cycling.
Yeah. So you got a bike after Peloton
So
and
2020, I would say I probably
yeah,
got the bike. Yeah.
okay. And how did you start riding? It's a little different than a Peloton.
Yeah, it's very different than Peloton.
Yeah.
I just got on the bike and started riding. And honestly, I thought I was, based on my Peloton fitness, I thought I was far stronger than on an outdoor. I would be far stronger on an outdoor bike than I was, and so that's an exercise in patience, right? Um,
Not to mention the fact you have to clip in and out and the bike is not stationary.
right. And I
Yeah.
think that was probably one of the hardest parts to learn how to do is like clipping out, clipping back in,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Um, Riding a bike in the city is very different than out in the country,
Yes.
and so that taught me a lot. Just riding up, the Greenway or cross avenues, things like that.
Right.
So
And when did you start riding in events, outdoor events?
My first event was actually the Lehigh Valley Hincapie last year.
Oh, not. Oh, so
Uh,
just last year.
yeah, 2024. Yeah. So I did Lehigh last year, Greenville last year, and then I did a few smaller ones earlier this year. So Justin's bike store, Bikeway, has a small ride up in like Poughkeepsie area.
Yeah.
So I've done a few up there. But yeah, like events are pretty new to me.
Well, you get cookies and, whatever. It's
Yeah,
great. People feed you. You don't have to think about your own snacky snacks.
right.
So how much training are you doing outdoors versus on the Peloton?
Right now I'm getting about 2 outdoor rides a week.
Yeah.
And the rest is indoors, just
Right.
because when I go to work, I don't have time to go out for a long ride, and I won't do it in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
Well, and that I'm just more of a morning workout
I
person,
see.
so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but city riding it's hard in the winter in particular because we lose so much light. especially in New York area. I mean, I remember going to work and it was dark and coming home and it was dark and going on a lot of vacations to the Caribbean because dark all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to ride my bike to work for as long as I can through the winter. We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that's good. And you have somewhere where you can store it and it's safe and all those things. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's in my hallway in my apartment. And then when I get to work, I just keep it in my office. So,
Yeah, yeah, good. Um, Tips for riding outdoors for our Peloton people who are thinking about it.
man, I think just get out and do it. I think is the easiest thing I can say. We talked about clipping in and clipping out. I think that's probably the biggest barrier for a lot of people. And like to people that say that to me, I would just say, don't clip in and clip out, or loosen the tension on a pedal so that it's
Take
easier.
a skills clinic. I teach
Yeah,
people how to ride
yeah,
bikes
take a
and not
skills
fall down,
clinic.
and it's the first
Absolutely.
skill that we teach. There's an easy way to do it and a hard way to do it, and I can teach you how not to fall down. Uh,
Yeah. Which
yeah.
is a bit of a rite of passage, right? Falling down.
I don't believe in the collarbone club. A lot of people are like, oh, there are those who have crashed and those who will crash. And I'm like, you really don't have to statistically. But I mean, sometimes things happen, but out of our control. But most crashes we cause ourselves because we either
Yeah,
don't follow the law or we don't maintain our bike or we don't know how to brake appropriately or corner appropriately or that kind of thing. So yeah, it's there's a lot to master a sport as I'm learning with rowing, right? There's
yeah,
even hiking. I was like, oh, I have to figure out what shoes I like with what socks, and it's all different.
yeah.
And the running shoe companies let you send shoes back if they don't work. It's really nice.
I'm so bad at that. If I order something and it doesn't work, I keep it and it just
I
sits in
have
the
never
box.
sent things back, but I've spent so much money getting ready for this hike because I had to buy trekking poles, which cost almost as much as a bike, I feel like. And a pack and all the clothing and, it's a lot. So
Yeah.
I was like, I used to run in well, I was running in Brooks and then I ended up with plantar fasciitis, so I ran in Hoka's. For whatever reason, Hoka's and my feet don't seem to work anymore. Both hiking and running. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So I decided to go to zero drop. And yeah, so I had to send some Hokas back. And I
Wow.
needed to do it. And then I learned for hiking, I needed a half size bigger than my normal size because when you're going downhill, your toes can touch and then your toes get achy. And I didn't like that. So yeah, those are my big learnings. And mid-weight socks don't work for me, but lightweight socks do. So all these things, wool sports bras, and who knew?
Yeah.
But yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think footwear is super personal, right? Like
Oh yeah.
I love Hoka's, but I know a lot of people don't love Hoka's. I often run or train in Asics just
Mhm.
because I feel like they're pretty good training shoes, but
Yeah.
it's very personal.
Raced in Hoka's. I have a whole shoe cabinet that I haven't gotten rid of running shoes. It's like I have trail training shoes and trail racing shoes, and I have beefier trail racing shoes, and they're all carbon plate, of course. And then, the road running training shoes and the road racing shoes and the faster road racing shoes and all these things. And yeah, I can't bear to get rid of them, so I haven't yet, but maybe I can run again. We'll
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
But yeah, I think to your original question, I think I remember listening to one of your videos and you were like, men just go out and do things without really thinking about it, and like women have to like plan and
Right.
figure it
Learn.
all out. And I remember laughing at that because that was me riding a bike. I was like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna get a bike, get bike shoes, and go out for a ride.
What could
Um,
possibly go wrong?
what could possibly go wrong? And you're right. Like I think skills clinics are probably super helpful getting bike fits so you can ride longer, right?
Right.
And I know you say it, I hear it all the time. Bike fits change all the time, right?
You do.
Um, and so like comfort should be a priority. And yeah, I think just going and doing it and maybe finding a parking lot and ride in a parking lot, or find a group to ride
Yeah.
with.
It's one of the things that I think of often, which is when we learn most sports, right? So when you were playing ball sports, did you spend the majority of your time on fitness or skills? Probably skills.
Yeah,
Fitness on your own probably, but we never do that in cycling. And we should. I mean, it's a dangerous sport. It can be. And we just think about how fast can I go? How long can I go? How much can I climb?
right.
And we don't think about how well can I ride? How precise can I be? And there's a lot to it. It's a technical sport. And yeah, I wish more people would pay attention. In New York, there's Century Road Club, CRCA,
Hmm.
Century Road Cycling Club, and they do a lot of clinics and things in Central Park. And there's lots of opportunities around. There are commute clinics that the bike coalitions put on, and there's racing clinics that the racing associations do, and then just plain old skills clinics helping you ride better. Because, I mean, what's the other difference is, you were talking about being overstimulated. Well, you go from a Peloton to being outside, you don't have music. Or if you want to be safe, you probably don't have music, and definitely not in both ears, maybe in one. You have other road users, you have nature. If you're riding in the country, you've got, wind and hills and cows and deer and all kinds of things. And it's a lot from a
Yeah,
sensory point of view. And then you might have fear, right? You might have fear of other road users, of going fast, going downhill, taking corners. So yeah, it's a lot, but it's awesome. I love when I hear the stories about people who start out with Peloton and end up doing the outdoor version of that sport, because I think there's so much more that we can do than ride in our house. You can
yeah,
see things and smell things and hear things that you wouldn't if you were in your car. And
yeah. I no, I couldn't agree more. I love getting out on the weekends, and I usually go early in the morning and nobody's out and the lakes are calm and the
do you
cows
ride with a
are.
club at all, or you just ride
I,
solo?
I don't. I pretty much just ride solo.
Okay.
Yeah,
And that's another way for folks, if they're considering it, to learn. Most clubs have educational programs as well, or they have mentorship, or at least somebody's going to tell you if you're doing something stupid. And there are cycling clubs that are focused on different interest areas, like there are women's clubs and LGBTQ clubs and racing oriented clubs. And yeah, there's a bunch of Filipino clubs out here, which is very interesting that it's such a huge part of that cycling community. But we have a lot of different clubs. We have clubs that are really old people and clubs that are young, cool people. So lots of clubs. Um,
yeah,
yeah. So Hincapie is coming up, and
yes.
which route are you riding?
I am doing the Grand,
Nice. And for
the
those
the
who don't
83
know,
mile. Yeah,
how many miles is it?
I think it's 83, or it's either 80 or with 8,300 feet of elevation, or 83 miles with 8,000.
Yeah. So it's like this 1-to-1 ratio, which makes it a good hard ride.
Yeah, I think it's the one you did, the route that you did a couple of
I
years ago.
did. I did
Yeah.
not have a good day.
Yes,
That,
it's my probably last like event of the year, so I always like to do the big
yeah.
shebang.
Did you do the longer event last year too?
I did, yeah. Because of the hurricane, they had to change the course.
Remember that now.
So we did the Grand last year was 75, 76 miles, and we did four loops that were like 18 or 19 miles each.
I remember.
So
I
I
do know one of
climbed,
my coaching clients is doing
yeah,
and did it last year too. Yeah. So
yeah.
carpool friends, which
Yes, my carpool friend, yeah.
yes. Um, Well, that's awesome. And for those, again, who don't know about these events, there are events everywhere. And a lot of the Peloton Road Riders, which is a group of individuals who also ride outside, have done the Hincapie events in the past. Matt has a relationship with them. And then the Lehigh event, Christine has her racing history at Lehigh and the Star Trek Kids program and all kinds of connections there. But beside that, there are so many events at a variety of price points. And I mean, this is a big one. How many thousands of riders?
I think
A
this
lot.
one was 2,000 or 2,500, somewhere
Okay.
around. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a mass start event, which is also, it makes it feel, not all events are mass start. Some
Right.
events you get your turn sheet and your number and you start whenever you want to start. And this is a big one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
First
think
send
to
with
yeah,
everybody. I'm like,
to that point, I mean, I think one of my goals for next year is to find some of the smaller events
yeah,
that are sort of, if you're doing the media or the grand, they're all different times.
yeah.
Just to get out and do more group riding.
You probably have a cycling club near you too, which
Oh,
might be
I'm sure.
an option.
I'm
Yeah. Lindy Lou has her little crew of the Tenafly cycle chicks. They're cute.
Yes, yes,
Um,
she does.
she does. But yeah, clubs are a great way to have accountability. The club I run has training series, progressive training series. So we'll train together for 12 weeks and go do an event together, and it's super fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Um, I have one more question. What was I going to ask? I don't remember. But what else would you like to share?
Oh, I don't know. I will. Well, I guess with Hincapie, for anyone out there that's going to be there, we will be doing a shakeout ride. So it'll be a Team Wilpers Peloton Road Riders shakeout ride. Details will come soon.
So they should call you, right?
Yes.
We'll post his
Yeah,
number in the show notes.
yes, I've sort of taken the reins of helping plan that. So I'll look out for some posts from me and or Lori,
Mhm.
and we'll get that information out there. But it'll probably be Friday morning,
Yeah.
um, and then yeah, like restaurants or anything. Lori
Oh
and
yeah,
I
the social stuff.
probably help with that. Yeah, there's some good barbecue in Greenville,
Mhm.
and a lot of fast food stuff in Travelers Rest. So
Yeah, that's cool. Um, I'm sad I'm not going, but maybe next year. We'll see.
yeah,
I do
I
the
hope.
Hincapie gravel event out here. They started a gravel event, well, technically 3 years ago, and because of our, stormy winter, they couldn't hold it. And then 2 years ago, I did it, and it was interesting. Gravel can be very different. The course can be different. You can compare yourself to a previous, well, not last year because it was a different course, but in gravel, the first year I did it, we had a dry winter and it was very dry. And I actually got second overall in my race. And I know, sub 4 hours for a gravel, what was it, 60 some miles? That's pretty fast. And this past year, and I had planned on being in the 4 to 5 hour range, right? And so I took food for that and fluids for that and everything. It had been raining like crazy the whole week and it was super muddy everywhere. It took me 6.5 hours to do the same thing I'd done in 4 hours the year before. It was miserable. And I actually could ride a lot of things that people couldn't, which was good, because of the strength training. I was able to muscle up some stuff, but it was just so slow. Um,
Yeah,
so we'll see. I'll probably do that again just to do it because it's always a fun event. But
yeah, that's awesome.
yeah. Anyways, we're going to wrap up.
Okay,
I invited you to do some rapid fire questions. Do you want to start since I didn't think of
sure,
it yet?
sure. I feel like we covered some of this, but
Ah,
I'll go anyway.
yeah.
Morning person or night person?
Morning.
Morning. I am too.
Mhm. I never used
Books,
to be, but now I am.
books or movies?
Books.
Same.
You're
Uh,
answering your own rapid fire questions. That's good.
yeah. Uh, Beach vacation or mountain vacation?
Mountain.
Okay.
Live at the beach. So I don't need to go to the beach for
I'm the
vacation.
same.
Yeah.
I had a teacher in high school that was like, if you ever want to go to a beach, just set up lawn chairs in your backyard with 5 different boom boxes and you're at the beach. um, Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Cat. And then my last one, sweet or savory snacks?
Yeah.
Both.
Like snacks. Well, it's interesting. So one of the things I've been trying to do while I'm not riding, I know this is a long answer, but um, typically sweet. I like sweet things. I like, the ice creams and the sugars and the cookies and all that. But I've been trying not to have all the processed sports food. because I'm not riding a bike. And it's so interesting now because now I don't have that desire to have sweet. Like I hike and I'm not eating. I have a whole pantry of that stuff and I'm not eating it. I'm drinking water and taking electrolyte tablets and eating dried fruit and dates and nut butter and stuff. And I was like, oh, it's going to be weird to get back on the bike. And there was one day when I did do a ride and I had like some chews or something and I felt like I was stoned. I was like, what is this? So I think my taste has changed a little bit because, well, we'll talk about gut microbiome, right? When you eat certain things, your microbiome changes and then you crave those things. And I haven't been eating those things. So it's going to be like weird to get back on the bike and need to get, 90 grams of carb an hour because I haven't been doing that. So we'll see how that
Yeah.
goes. Yeah. So
Cool.
um, let's see. Rapid fire questions. Headwind or climb a mountain?
What was the first part?
Headwind or climb a mountain?
Oh man. I'm gonna say climb a mountain.
Yeah, me too. I hate headwinds. Let's see. I have to think of some. Well, here's an easy one. Coffee or tea?
Coffee all
Okay.
day.
Oh, and you're a night person? No, you're not.
No, I'm a morning person. And I'll
Okay.
tell you, while you think of your next question, I'll tell you something interesting about my coffee drinking. So, iced coffee, I won't drink with milk. Hot coffee, I have to have milk in it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I
I,
don't
I
like this
can't
coffee.
tell you why that
It's
is.
chunky. Yeah, it's a weird thing. Um, okay. Bars or gels?
I'm a bar guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, gels are, it's an acquired taste. And everybody's like, I don't like the taste. And I'm like, you're not supposed to savor this. You're supposed to swallow it. Serving a purpose.
Yeah.
Uh, running or rowing?
Hmm. I would have to say where I'm at right now, running.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And one more. I have to think of one more. Uh, solo or in a Peloton? Not just your own rides like they are now, but in general.
Um, I would say in a Peloton.
Yeah. For those at home who don't know what a Peloton outside is, it's a group of riders. What a creative name, right?
Right.
That are working together for one goal. So,
Yeah, it's that's an interesting question. I had an epiphany last year on it was either in Lehigh or down in Greenville, and I've always been like a solo rider, but I was like riding in a group, A, I'm saving so much energy, and B, if we can have a conversation, we can have a conversation so I'm not bored.
yeah. Now there's the danger factor, right? Because you're
Sure.
in close proximity to other people and you have to make sure your skills are good and you trust their skills. But yeah, Peloton's
Yeah.
good. I love the sound of wheels when you're in
Hmm.
the pack. And it's just this amazing sound. And whether you're racing or riding, I just love it. So
Yeah, I do too.
yeah. So well, good. Any racing in your future or an outdoor triathlon?
I won't say never. I don't have any plans in the near future.
Yeah.
But I won't say won't ever do it.
Good. Never say never because
Yeah.
happen in life, right? So, guys, thank you for joining
Yeah.
me today. This was really fun.
Thank
I
you,
love
Lori.
the
This,
Peloton people. So
yeah.
yeah, hopefully we've inspired some folks to ride bikes and yeah, that's
Awesome.
awesome. I'm gonna hit the
Trust the process.